ഹലോ എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. ആപ്റ്റിക്കോയുടെ എക്സ്പെർട്ടീസിന്റെ രണ്ടാമത്തെ സെഷനാണിന്ന്. എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ഇന്ന് നമ്മുടെ കൂടെ ഉള്ളത് അരുൺ ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണനാണ്. സാർ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ IIT ഡൽഹിയിൽ നിന്ന് MTechഉം PhDയും കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാളാണ്. അപ്പം നമ്മുടെ എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് നോളജ് എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ഒരു ഉപയോഗപ്പെടുത്താം, ഒരു ബ്രിഡ്ജ് കോഴ്സ് എന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് ഈ ഡിസൈൻ പ്രോജക്റ്റ് കൊണ്ടുവന്നത്. അപ്പൊ ഈ ഡിസൈൻ പ്രോജക്റ്റിനെ കുറിച്ച് നമുക്ക് കൂടുതൽ അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഇന്ന് ഈ സെഷൻ വെച്ചത്. എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. അരുൺ സാറിന് സ്വാഗതം. നമുക്ക് അരുൺ സാറിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. അരുൺ സാർ.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the coordinators for giving me an opportunity to take a subject in the Engineers Day. I'm very glad for that. And for giving an introduction, my name is Arun Unnikrishnan. I think I am audible and my slides are visible, right? Okay, so without any delay, I will start.
Okay.
Okay, then. My name is Arun Unnikrishnan and I did my PhD in Sustainable Manufacturing from IIT Delhi. So basically, I am a manufacturing engineer. So for today's, the topic of this presentation has kept as an approach to the design project. So you might wonder that what make me qualified for taking such a course, right? And is it a production related course? So you might also think that okay, since it's a new course and a new curriculum, you might think that okay, this might not be of our interest or it is not needed for me. And have you ever thought that why this course is common to all? I think it's common to all, right? So what is the importance of this course? So I'll first tell me why means what make me qualified to take this course. So I was fortunate, means in 2010 to 20 there was a huge revision which has happened in the curriculum of IIT Delhi, and I was fortunate enough to participate in that because my guide was responsible for some of the courses, and he gave me many tasks to do. So that's how I came to know about this changes which is going to happen. So many new courses were introduced in the first semester itself. So you might also have some similar experience. So I will tell you. So before coming to this, before taking engineering as an option for your career or coming to this field of engineering, you might also have some wonders about engineering, right? So when you become an engineer, you will do this, or when you become an engineer, you will be working like this, or you will be working in a company like this. So all the beautiful dreams were with you, but think about now. What is the situation now? Now you are not bothered about those fascinations that you have once in your mind, right? Now what your main problems are your grades, the marks, the placements, etc. Means if you are doing for higher studies, the exams. So these have become your priority, right? And this similar trend is there. Means all over India it is there, I think. Because people come to an institute or a prestigious institute like IIT with a huge expectations, but they lose this expectation or they think that okay, after spending some time in IIT or any institute like GEC or something, their priorities changes. They find that okay, this is not what we thought about engineering, right? So this has become a huge problem. And we will not blame, and nobody will blame you for it, because some of the curriculum itself hinders you from getting that dream. So I will tell you what happened when this kind of courses were introduced in IIT Delhi. So you have a common workshop course, right? So that course will be, means you will be doing the carpentry, smithy, foundry, fitting kind of shops, right? So similar courses were there in IIT also, but what we found, means people found out that this is not for, means why an aircraft engineer learn about this thing, why a biomedical engineer learn about this. So the explanation can also, is there any problem? Oh,
slide video koi.
Okay. So let's present without slide. That's also okay. If it's coming, it's fine. I'll not spend more time in that. Okay. So this was the situation when this course was introduced, or that was a product realization course. It's not a design course; it's a realization course. So in what they have to do is they have to work in the for there will be 13 weeks in an IIT calendar for a semester. So in 8 weeks, they will go to these respective shops like sheet metal welding, fitting, carpentry, smithy, and CNC also there. 3D printing and laser was also introduced at that time, because they think that, okay, the new technologies has to be introduced in the earlier stage rather than in the later stage. So they will do the shop working for the 8 weeks, and then they are allowed to work in a project. They must do a project. It can be interdisciplinary. It means not necessary. They can form a team of their own. Their choice is there. And for the rest of the 5 weeks, they will work on the project and they have to present. So they can come up with an already existing product, and 30% of the things has to be means done in that respective shops. So rest can be bought or made or rented, or anything can be done for the rest of the things. So finally, they have to come up with the product or a thing to solve a need. So first of all, they have to identify the need. Then they can solve the need. Means they can work for the solving the need for the first week, for the last 5 weeks, and they will be evaluated based on the project. And when it was introduced for first time, one of the groups continued to work with that project, and they've worked in the first year, second year, third year, for final year also. They some of them made as a final year project, and then one more year they worked in IIT with some funding or something, and they launched the product to the market. So this was quite a new experience to IIT system itself. And with that thing, we ask them, and similarly one batch has passed out. The similar things were coming. First when it was 1, then it was 3, then it became 5. So people were very, very interested in that. And also then another revision happened at that time, and getting feedback from these people who has completed it and launched their product to the market. This kind of new urge was there from the from the student side, saying that if they can also get some credit for what they are doing, they are doing it out of their interest. But if they can also get some credit for it, then more people will come. And we have IIT have introduced that thing. If anybody want to work in any of the project, they can continue with the project. They can work on a project, and they just have to have a supervisor, so he can work under that, and there will be credits according to his work. So that those kind of systems were introduced. We can see a drastic change. Till that time, people were very interested in going for hiring a job, and getting a job was the most important thing. But here you can see that even the most brilliant brilliant that we say, those people also try to come up, also don't want to go for a job interview or something. They just want to launch the product or become an entrepreneur. So this is the huge paradigm shift I have seen when I was in IIT. Now, what are the things that what is the difference between what happened before and after that thing is, there was another course which is introduced, like introduction to engineering, where engineer speaks that what is engineering and what are they doing in the first year itself. So they knew that you also have some idea about engineering, right? But when the engineer speaks, then they will clarify those myths that, okay, this is not like this, and they will get a clear idea about what engineering means from the experienced people. So this is how I came to know. I was very privileged to conduct this course for 2-3 times. So in a year there will be 950 students which will be doing this course, and that will come in alternate semesters. And there will be 200 plus products they will be making, and some of them will be excellent, some of them will not be, but they get a good experience that, okay, now I can do something, I can do a project, I can make a product. So this is my first product. They are quite proud of. And now also you can go to search on YouTube that it's NIN 101 or something. If you click on that thing, you will get plenty of videos where they present for 5 minutes that what they do for that project. With pride, they will explain that thing. So why this confidence is not there for our students? So this could be the reason, because we are very much far away from the reality. The curriculum that we follow will give you something, means very important things that you learn, and it is a very deep curriculum, I should say. If you compare your curriculum with a foreign university curriculum, they will cover only half the portion that you are learning, right? Still, you don't have any confidence to say that, okay, I learned something and I can apply it, because that application that you have never learned, right? So this kind of course, or this course, will help you to overcome that situation, right? So prime most question I will ask is, what is the role of an engineer? So tell me, what do you think that is the role of an engineer? Suppose if I say that, okay, what a doctor do is he treat the patients, or he cures the disease, or he's responsible for the well-being or physical well-being of the patients. Similarly, if you want to explain what is the role of an engineer, or what engineer means, how will it be? The simplest and possible answer is that engineers are the problem solvers. So what kind of problems? So we solve real life practical problems, right? So a mechanical engineer will solve the problems related to the mechanical systems, and electrical engineers will solve the problems related to the electrical systems. Similarly, according to your particular friends, you will solve the problems related to your field. But that is the condition, or if that is the criteria, then when will you become an engineer? It is quite simple. When you solve the real life practical problems, you become an engineer. Many of you might already have become engineers. Don't think that a degree will make you an engineer. No, a degree will give you something, some hint that, okay, you have learned something, but doesn't mean that you are capable of applying it, right? So that is the role, that is a gap where the design comes to play. So why design? So there is easy to identify a need, right? But formulate it into a problem, that is different. So there are plenty of needs. Human being has different needs in different levels, and not only humans, the nature itself has some need, and there are a huge urge for the needs to be satisfied, right? Now, how will you make that need, or how will you solve a problem? So that process is known as design. You don't think that design means something physically you make, or you make a CAD model and that is design. No. The process, it can be a product, it can be a process, it can be an idea, it can be a system, a social system, or it can be a virtual product, or it can be a technology that you make. So the problem solving is important, the solution is important, and you have a need. So whatever happening in between the problem and solution, that is what is known as design. And design is it's a big subject, and it's a huge subject. And if you ask me what is design, then to define it is very difficult, because it's like for an example, if I say, what is money? Could you able to answer it? What is money? Is that the currency that we are using? Is that the money? But isn't that the money? Isn't that money? Yeah, it is money, but that is not sufficient. That definition is not sufficient, right? Currency is money, yeah, but not only currency. The check that I give to a bank, or a credit I'm getting, or a bond that I'm signing, or a word that I'm telling that, okay, I will give you 500 rupees after this month. So that is also money, right? So I'm trading something, and I'm getting I'm scaling it. I have a particular scale, and I rate it, and some figures are there. So this is how money does. So as Adam Smith's definition, you can say that money is what it does. It's not like what it is. So whatever it does, that is the role of the money. So design is also like that. Whatever design do, that is how it is defined. Not you can means you will get hundreds and thousands of definition if you just Google it, what design means. People have given different definition according to their circumstances, according to their knowledge, according to the means many academician gives in their acquired knowledge that they have. Industries will give according to their purpose, but all the things are designed, but may not be sufficient enough to tell what design is. But whatever they do for making the design, that is design. Now, what is a good design? That is a prime question that you are going to answer. And this course is itself is just help you to answer this one, just one question: what is a good design? So you have to understand that what is a good design. That's the only this thing means the aim of this course. So if you go to the course means content, and there was in the end there was written as the expected outcome. So the expected outcome, I will just read it for you. The students will be able to think innovatively on developing components, products, processes, technologies in the engineering field. Second thing is analyze the problem requirement, and arrive at a workable solution. Only these two things that you have to do, right? Just analyze the problem requirements and make a workable solutions. And what you get, you can able to, you will be in a position to innovatively develop components, right? So these things doesn't make it very difficult, but it is not so simple as you see, right? So how will you become? How will you become a good designer, or how can you become an innovative? How can you, if you have an innovative idea, how will you execute that thing? And how can you get an innovative idea? And which problem that you are going to solve? That itself is a problem. Let me tell you an example. My friend was working. He was in Maharashtra. He was working for this rag pickers. You know, rag pickers who collects the useful products from the junkyards, the dump yards. Okay. So what they do is they go in the morning and collect. Some of them will be collecting the metal pieces. Some of them will be collecting the plastics. Some of them will be collecting only the bottles. So the problem is with the posture, means they will be bending over and over again, and with that posture they will work for a long time, for 8 to 10 hours per day, and maybe they will be getting any 300 or so rupees if they work for the entire day. Maybe less than that, 250 or so. Now the problem is associated with this posture is after a long time of having this bend, they create some pain in the limbs and vertebrae. So this is a disease. This can happen to any people who is in the bending position for a long time. Now they're saying that if you are a mobile user for a long time, this kind of disease can happen because of the bending of this vertebrae for a long time. Okay. Now he has identified this thing. I have already told you the need, right? Or I should not have. But let's scrutinize this thing. Now, if he thinks that disease is the problem, so how will he approach the problem? So disease is the problem, and how can he solve the problem? By treating the disease. So there are plenty of ways to do it, by giving some weight over here, or a mechanism that where it allows you to sit properly and do that thing. So there are plenty of there are plenty of ways to solve that problem, right? Now, if this is the problem, now if he thinks that posture itself, when he want to pick that thing, he has to bend all the time. Suppose if you think that is a problem that he's going to address, and exactly that was the problem he addressed. He thought that, okay, because of the bending, the stresses are coming, so one should not bend. So he made a device so that one can pick something without bending. Okay, so a device will be a hand-driven device will be there, so the device can be plugged, and the things can be taken very easily. Okay. So he that was a funded project, and he got many awards for also. Central government also gives some awards to him. Anyhow, but the problem was that the product was a failure because the people whom he addressed was not ready to take up this product, because they say that they can only earn half of the money but they are getting by using this, because they become very slow in their work if you are using this device. Okay, then he modified it, and many iterations happened and going like this. Now this is the second thing. The same problem, if you define it in a different way, the solution will also be different. Now, if you think that, okay, that is not the problem, even junkyard itself is the problem, because that is a dirty place, and these people are working there, and they can have cuts and these things on their hand every time, and since they are exposed to such a hazardous environment, they will be having disease, and the death rate is also quite high. Now, if you want to address this problem, that will be in a different level, right? Okay, then what are the possible ways to solve it? You will be taking initiatives to not to form the junkyard. You will be segregating the waste in the respective house itself, and these people can go there and collect the things. Those things will come. That is not a particular product as a solution, but it is in some much beyond that. Now, if junkyard itself is the problem, or if you are removing the junkyard, then there will be problem for this thing. These people will not get any job, right? Now you can also think about means a plant which can use this, means a sewage plant or waste collecting plant, or using that waste you can make many products. You can come with an innovative solution and get them employed. That's one of the thing. Now, if you think that they are coming because of the poverty, and if you are addressing the problem of poverty, your solutions will also be different. For the same incident, I have analyzed, means for the analyze, I'm giving you 4 or 5 problems I can identify, which addresses in different level, which have different solutions. Now, you have to be clear about it. So once you define a problem, so which level you are addressing that problem, and what could be your alternative solutions for that. So this is the first phase that you have to, this is not the first phase that you have to do. Now, the first phase from your curriculum will ask you to give what means, if you are given a product, how will you analyze that product, right? So that is the first thing, I think. Yeah, how to analyze a product. Now, how can you analyze a product? It's not a big task. Yeah, you can analyze the product based on its traits, its functions, what it is intended to do, and how it is doing it very well. Means whether it's doing it very well, or whether it's good or bad. So this is a simple thing, right? But for an engineer, if you want to analyze a product, means that's what you are doing for everyday life. Means if you go to a grocery shop, how will you take if you have choices, then how will you come up with a good choice? You will be seeing the cost, you will be seeing the beauty, you will be seeing the aesthetic appearance, and you will be seeing the quality, right? So this is how you become, means you pick a thing. So similar way, if you are allowed to analyze a product, if you are choosing a product, how will you analyze it? So this is based on the completely on the engineering scale. If you change that things, then you will get that complete list of traits that you are going to study. First is functionality, right? So functionality is important, right? Yeah, it's very important, because every product has a functionality. So unless or until it satisfies the functionality, you cannot term it as a product. It's a waste material, right? So functionality is one of the key things. Suppose if it so what it is intended to do and what it is doing, right? That will give you the extent of functionality requirement. Suppose you were, I will give you an example. You were having that Nokia, the first phone I was having was Nokia 1100. Now I'm using a smartphone. Now think about the functionality of Nokia 1100. It has only 2-3 functionalities. It should call. It should I can text the messages, and that's all. Maybe some games can also be done. Similar way, means things like that. But compared to the smartphones which we use now, calling is one of the functions that it is satisfying. So it must take take the pictures, good pictures. Means camera facilities are also there. It can be used for many applications, browsing. And in browsing itself, there are plenty of things that you can do from the data mining, or plenty of things that you can do, right? Now, how will you tell that which one is better? The comparison itself is wrong, because that phone was asked to work for something, whether it's working in a good way or not. That's what you have to analyze. Analyze means not comparison. Just to understand that these are the intended function for them, whether it is satisfying or not. Suppose your smartphone hangs all the time. It was happening with Samsung also. At that time, you will not, call dropping issues were also there. At that time, it was not satisfying its intended function, so that is not a good product. Whereas the Nokia, I think it is never hangs, and its battery life is also quite high. So that's a good product. you can say that it is satisfying the intended function. So you have to see that what is it is intended to do and what it is doing. So that's how you analyze the functionality. Now, second one is the strength. Strength is a critical criteria for almost all the products, all the physical products, right? So physical products means whatever means take the case of mobile phone itself. It has to have some strength. A good strength means many of the times means even for a Nokia phone, whether it's dropped down or I am not bothered because I know that it is strong enough to support the loads which is coming. But nowadays, since the big screens are there, our smartphones are not performing that much good because we have to have a scratch guard over there, right? If it's dropping. But you can also see Apple phones, they come up with a warranty that you cannot destroy that glass. So this is a good product. This is not a good product. When you take that product, so this is this is one of the key things that you have to tell that, okay, my product means this product is good because it has this kind of strength. Now, strength is a common term. Strength doesn't mean that only the load carrying capacity. It doesn't mean that the direct strength. It can also be the electronic components that you use in a microcontroller or something. Microcontrollers that you use in a laptop also. They also have to carry some the heating of the this ICs and all. It can be damaged. So it has to withstand that thermal shock or thermal loads which is coming. So that is what is the strength for that component, right? So so when you analyze the things, analyze your product. So first of all, you are allowed to come up with 3 products, right? And you have to present it in front of the audience. So when you present it, means for presenting it, you have to understand what is happening, what is your product and how it is performed. The third is material. For all physical products, there will be material, right? So material, how means there are plenty of material. There are hundreds and thousands of engineering materials that nowadays which is available. And a particular guy who made this product have chosen some particular materials. There will be an exact reason why he is selecting so. There could be a cost. It could be because of the manufacturability, or it could be because of the other issues. Maybe it is because of the finish. Maybe it is because of the functionality. Means suppose you might be thinking that all the plastics are becoming a great problem, and electronics wastes are also becoming a great issue for many countries. And most of the things that they used in electronic manufacturing is plastics. But you know that means this is a very good material because why plastics are used? They are good thermal resistors, and it is giving you better insulation capacities. So that's why they prefer it. So if you analyze why this plastic has been means preferred over metal or something, then you should also know why that designer do this. Is he considered many other aspects or not? So this is what you are allowed to learn. Means you must learn from that first product. Means analyzing the product will give you an idea of when you manufacture something, or when you create when you fabricate something. This also has to be checked, right? This also come to a play because similarly to means like you, there will be people who is analyzing that product. Then only they will buy the product, right? Then that will be the key. Product doesn't mean that I already told you it is a multidisciplinary course. When I say product, it is nothing like a good that I can get it from the market. For a civil engineer, the dams that make, the roads that make, those are products. Those are products only. Even the transportation system that they design itself is a design. Itself is a product, right? So I'm not telling about the product. I'm talking about the process of design. Okay. So when you design that thing, so this kind of things has to come into your mind. Then manufacture and construction, which is very key, because many times when you come up with a good model, but it may not be able to manufacture it or fabricate it, because there we have only limited process to address that issue, and many materials limit themselves to for going for, because if you know all the products which is coming in the plastic form, there are only 10 or 20 operations that manufacturing process that make it. One is injection molding, blow molding, resin transfer molding, or 3D printing nowadays. So these So only with this kind of things that you can manage. So every manufacturing techniques has their own limitations. So with the limitation, it cannot be used for other materials. So material is a limitation, and its manufacturability is also a limitation. Now coming to quality. Quality is one of the key aspects. So when you go to a market and when you select a product, so what will you be means suppose if you are saying that okay, you are going for a shop and you see a product which is from Tata. So let's say see an example. So there is something coming to your mind, right? Tata means yeah, it could be a good product. Maybe the price will be slightly more. Still, that will be of quality, right? This is the tag which is required to you as a designer. Means when you design anything, the quality has to be there, because otherwise you will not survive in the market for a long time. Quality that you know, right? For any product or any kind of things that you take or any kind of design that you take, you must account for the quality. Now the aspect of reliability comes. Reliability, you can see you have used laptops, right? How reliable is your laptop? If you are loading a lot of programs and working in a quite high rate, maybe you are using it for downloading this games and CAD softwares. Those kind of things will consume a lot of RAM, right? That time there are chances that it will become stuck. So when it becomes stuck, what you will do? You will wait for some time so that your vision will solve the problem. You will think that okay, just by looking at that thing, it will solve the problem. Maybe it will solve by itself. So you will wait for that. Otherwise, what you will do? Just tap somewhere, and sometimes it can work. Otherwise, you will restart the thing. If it is not restarted, then you will go to the respective shop. You will try to solve the problem by setting it and then again restarting. Those kind of things you will do. After that, you will go to the repair shop. Now this is what is happening for the same for your mobile phones also. Suppose if you think the same thing is happening for an aircraft. So if the pilot is there, everything is controlled by a particular system. Means they are also using a computer. Means all the things that you see in the deck, means that in front of the pilot, that is controlled by a computer. All the switches, you will see that those are manual switches. Means the lever that he pushes, it's a throttling lever, or it will directly connect it to the engine like that. No, it's just electronic systems. It will control electronically only. So this is what is happening. So when you see that kind of things are there and it is connected to a single computer. Suppose if that computer hangs, what will happen? There are chances that before you restart it, if you trying for restart it, before you that getting restarted, the plane will be landed. Maybe you will be, if you are a pilot, or if you are working in the crew, or if you are a traveler, I don't know whether you will be dead or alive by the time. Okay, so if that is the situation, then how will you solve that problem? So you want a reliable system on that. So the computer, the powerful computer that they are using, they are not allowed to fail. So if they are not allowed to fail, they have to have that much backup computer. There are backup systems over there. Backup controllers are there. Even when it fails, even the pilot will not able to understand that it is failed and it is working on some other computer. There are 3 such backups are there. So once one is failed, other will take up. Other is failed, the third will take up. Then third is failed, the fourth will take up. This much reliability is there, because you can make sure that you will not fall because of the computer failure, because they have to avoid it. That's why they are using such systems in this thing. And also, so this is not only the reliability is not only giving you more and more. You can see that making 3 such a supercomputer means dedicating 3 supercomputers to a particular aircraft will increase the cost drastically, right? But that is allowed because we are giving priorities to that. We are giving priorities to the life of people who is traveling. Then you have to have that expenditure to own it. That's not a loss. That's actually a gain. So reliability works on not only for this kind of things, Also, if you take the case of Warcraft or the things that is going for a war, means the weapons. Okay, what they do is they have to be made with that much reliability. Otherwise, if it is war is happening and it is not functioning as it is, you will lose the war, right? So this kind of situation they are, so they gives importance to reliability. So your product has to be also reliable. If means when your laptop hangs, you will not think that okay, it's okay, because once it is repaired, it will remain. That's okay. But if it is doing it frequently, then you can say that it's not a reliable thing. Now also I am having a problem. I was thinking that it's a reliable source, but PPT is not coming. So this is a problem of reliability issue. So you will also analyze your product based on reliability. Then the other thing is aesthetics. That you will definitely know the beauty of the product. So beauty is very important, because do you think of a Ferrari car with a Maruti shell? Means the external look will be like Maruti and engine is of Ferrari. So when you say that it's Ferrari, you will think about that plush red color or yellow color with Italian leather inside, and means a beautiful wood finish inside that thing, right? So this is a beauty that you expect, right? So aesthetics is very important. Whenever you make a product, you have to make sure that visually it is good. It may be functioning all the requirements, but if it is visually not appealing, then there are chances that it's going to fade. So when you take that means the particular product to use, so you should analyze that in the aesthetic sense. There comes the ergonomic sense. Ergonomics will be generally explained based on the chair, right? So the chair has to be you have to give a proper support to their back, and also if you are working for a prolonged time, there will not be any stress coming in their back. So ergonomics is also, means there are products you can find out that even a pen has to be worked with ergonomically, because if you are using a pen for a long time, there are problems with the means can happen to your hand. Okay, so if pen is that what you are going to analyze as a product, then that you have to find it that whether it's ergonomically good or not. Then safety is an issue where safety is quite a big problem. Is like if you are working in a rig or a mine. Now robotics, many of the things are done by robotics, and robotics is a costly business, very costly. And still people are employing robots instead of man because of this problem, safety issues. Suppose if you are analyzing a robot, then you have to know that why it is used there. It could be for the safety of man, because it may be working in a hazardous environment where man cannot able to go, or it may be working in a very environment where no oxygen is there. So in those cases, that robot functionality is explained. So that's how only we can compare them, means we can analyze that robot. Then the maintenance issue. Maintenance is also a big problem. You might also have seen that now if you want to open a laptop, how many tools do you require? Just only one single, maybe it could be a plus or minus, or single screwdriver. With that thing you can open the entire laptop. But that was not the case 10 years back. You may be doing 3 or 4 different things, because the screws are different, the size of screws are different, how it is opened is different. So there are plenty of ambiguity was there. So if you want to maintain that thing, your design also have to be considered that maintenance aspect, right? Now not only for that, we take the case of car. How many spanners may be used for just dismantling the car? There was a complete set of spanners might be used in the previous time. Nowadays you require 3 or 4. Okay, so that's coming to the maintenance. Also you can see that maintainability point of view. What about your desktop and laptop? If you have a comparison, which is more maintainable? Of course the desktop, because it means all the parts are can be disassembled and replaced very easily. But that's not the case of a laptop, because many of the things are assembled together, and where you cannot able to segregate it out. Sometimes it will be clubbed together. Your board itself, if you want to take it out, there is plenty of actions has to be taken place. So the maintainability point of view, your desktop may be better, right? So once you are analyzing this kind of product, you can also think about how can it be made it. Nowadays, even the mobile phones, before that we can at least change the batteries. Now that is also not there, because people are not thinking that okay, maintenance is to be done. Once there is problem happening in your mobile, what do? You will just throw it away, right? So that kind of systems, people also like it. That may be why they are not giving importance to the maintenance nowadays. Now handling issue, yeah, it has to be handy. You will also always say that it is not handy, right? So it can be slipped from your hand, and means there can be chances that it can damage with the handling. So once you make this for getting a smooth finish always not so good. Sometimes it is good, it will give you some aesthetic feel and appearance, but sometimes you can see that there are problems because of this handling issues. Now the foremost thing I would like to express is the sustainability. When I say sustainability, the pictures that will come into your mind is like a plastic bags or PET bottles, which is in the sea, or which is in the dump yard, right? You think that plastics are quite bad for the environment? Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Now, what is the replacement for the plastic? Suppose if you take a polythene bag, what is the replacement that you suggest? Maybe a bag with paper, or a bag with cotton, right? Now, why do you think this is better? Because even though it is given to the it is thrown out in a yard or in your courtyard, it will degrade by itself. So biodegradability is the only criteria that you consider for sustainability, right? But is that the true case? So should we consider only this thing? Because there are people if you want to analyze sustainability, it has to be a life cycle approach. Because until you will not get the clear picture. Now I'll tell you, if you are replacing that thing with a paper carrying bag with a paper, then have you imagined how many trees has to be cut for making that paper? Similarly, if you cut the trees, does it make a problem to the sustainability? So this kind of thinking has to happen before we take a suggestion, or before we take a decision. You have to analyze it very thoroughly. Sustainability doesn't mean that only after use you are throwing it. Suppose if you think that you are not throwing it away and you are recycling it and reusing it, then is there any problem for the environment? So this level of thinking has to come. Now other thing is cost. Cost, how can you compare this thing? Your product in terms of cost. The money will tell you what it is, and the thing is whether the user is able to get the benefit for purchasing it. If he is paying that cost, that you must able to tell. So this is just brief of what is there, how to analyze the product. So why this is there in your subject, why this is given importance. Then only it means you don't have any prior experience of making any product, right, or designing anything. So when you design the things, these are the main things that you should consider. These are the things. Not only this, there are plenty of other things are also there. At least you should consider these things, so that when you make a product by your own, you will also think like this, and that will help you to come up with a good products, really good products. So that was the whole idea about giving this task. And also you will get the feedback from, when you present the thing in front of an audience, you will get some feedback from them. You can learn from them, and this will always be the key. You will think that your solution works for very well, but you don't think that what others think about that product or the solution that you are putting it, the design that you are making. So when you make that design, how will it how the others will take, that is the important thing, rather than how you think about that thing, right? Now the second part of your subject, your syllabus, that is very simple. Identify an innovative product and process and technology, proceed with the detailed design, document, present, and defend. Simple, right? But this cannot be done in a unless or until you understand why this is given like this. Or you can, many of your teachers has asked whether You just have to identify the product, an innovative product, or you should come up with an idea to make an innovative product. I will prefer the second thing, because since the first thing is already in the analysis, the second portion will come from your side. Because now, by the time you complete that thing, you know what a good product is. Once you know what a good product is, now you can go for identifying a need and how to solve that problem, how to satisfy the need. It could be by making a product, process, or a technology, right? So how will you do that? That's a key thing. So I will tell you that if I want to take this part for this thing, it will take a full course, or maybe 4 or 5 hours lecture for it, just to tell that what are the procedures. And believe me, there is no hard and fast rules for it. There people are giving different procedures to come up with a good design. That works for some particular aspects. Some they may not work for all the aspects, but still you can follow that. By using that thing, you can make sure that okay, you can come with a moderately good success rate. And success rate is also is important, because if you have a fresh idea and you are making a product by yourself, or you are designing yourself that solution, there are chances that you will fail. I will tell you why. Take the case of any industry or any good manufacturers. Like take the case of GE, Toyota, IBM, Apple kind of things, and think about how many failures that they are encountering before coming with a successful product. There may be 10, it could be 100 even, or it could be 1,000 even. Why these failures happen means they have money with them, they have good infrastructure with them, they have the excellent technologies that they are having, they have experts in all the fields that they require. Even with that much capability, they are failing, not only one time, maybe 100 times. If that is the case for becoming a success, then think about yourself. You are new to the system. You are not only no longer become, means you have not become an engineer, and your expert knowledge in your field is limited, and you have never done a product, right? In that case, what is the chance of your success? You will fail, but believe me, you are allowed to fail. Engineers are allowed to fail. But the more means if you fail fast, then you will succeed fast. So that's why they let you fail. Suppose this is also a good thing. You can means if you come up with a good solution, you can put it on your resume that okay, I work in this project, because that will help you to get a good career if it is that much impressive. And how means even though that's a this thing a failure, don't worry, because the people who is going to take an interview to you, they are also engineers. They also know that this is how the real things work, right? So they when you say that you failed in that thing, they will not mind it. Means they will also will happy that okay, he has the guts to say that he's failed, and there are chances that he will succeed in very soon. So this is a good thing to do. So you can fail, but try to fail fast and try to succeed fast. So that's the thing. And another thing I would like to say is the last part, the document, present, and defend. This is about your communication skills. So engineer must communicate definitely, because and detail of the design, detailing of the design, you have to you know what you have done, and you have to tell everything that you have done, and how do you how you come up with that material, how you come up with that particular maybe a wing, or how do you come up with that mechanism to solve that problem, and what are the things, what are the dimensions of the components that you are going to use, and what are the other things, like what kind of tolerance is required. Everything has to be there if it is possible. And means if you want, if it is a physical product, or the design that you are doing, come up with a physical product, then the better way to explain is just make a CAD model, 3D CAD model. That is not a difficult thing. Don't think that CAD is only limited to civil engineers or mechanical engineers or electrical engineers. No, anybody can use. Now the platforms are very, if you know how to use the paint, just an extension is the CAD. That is how the technology now is. So you can always use that CAD tool to express yourself, because expressing is graphics is supposed to be the language of engineers. but that can graphics with graphics you can only communicate with other engineers. But if you want to communicate with others rather than engineers, then CAD is the better way to do it. Now CAD is has becoming the language of engineers. So detailed design, you present it. I mean, I told you, if I want to take this particular thing, it will take a long time. So I'm just giving a glimpse. And one more thing is, for every engineer, communication skills are very important. You have to communicate verbally, literally, means with writing or documenting it, presenting it, and defending it's also very important. So you must, means with this course, you must, means get that exposure before you are going to the real world. If you get the exposure in the prior, so there are chances that you will succeed in the real world, right? And don't worry, means since there are many limitations in your curriculum and the way you learn the things, and that may be why there are surveys are saying that people, means the engineers from the our region, means Asia, and means like India or Sri Lanka or Pakistan, they are not capable of solving problems, because even though their academic skills are very high, but when they're coming to the engineering, there are other sets of skills which is very important, like the problem solving skills. Okay, so what is a good way to find new ideas? Yeah. Okay. Now let me conclude, and I will come to the question answer session. Or if you think that you have a particular question in your mind, please type it. I will try to answer. Now this is what I want to say. Yeah, the limitations of a curriculum can be addressed with this kind of courses. So do it with sincerity. And for the teachers also, it is very easy to evaluate. It means now they are thinking that it's a burden because they are not exposed to such systems. You are also not exposed to such courses, right? But this course is very good and very innovative, and you can use your own ideas, or your own you can, if you have any idea, this is a platform that you can explore that idea and come up with good solutions to real life problems. Okay, now I would like to conclude this thing, and I would like to thank all the people who has given me an opportunity to speak with you. I think the number has reduced drastically. It was 45 sometimes, and now only 26. Okay, I think it was the talk was quite boring. So anyhow, give me some of that. Now I will come means whatever doubts that you have, you just type it in the comment box. I will try to answer it one by one. So what is the way to find good new ideas? Shahid, this is the question you you ask. Means it's not the idea which is important. It is the problem which is important. You look around yourself and see plenty of problems. You will see hundreds and thousands of problems. The people around you are suffering because of many things. Now, Corona itself is a problem, right? Now, find out the thing, means which is very annoying to you, and generate, means think about how to solve it, right? So that's how you generate ideas. You can think that, okay, now now how this the teaching itself was a problem when the Corona came, right? But we find out some methods to solve it. So these were preliminary ideas only. So now if you think that, okay, I will give you a challenge, tell me what is the solution. There are we can see the things, and we can understand through this Google Meet or Zoom, right? But there are underprivileged students. They were also going for classes, and nowadays there are problems for them as well. And the problem with them is so for the autism and those people, they cannot able to if you see the screen, they will not listen for a long time. Their mind will be going. So how can you make a platform, or what will how can you solve that problem? I will not say, but just I will not point out the problem, because I will be orienting you to solve some particular issues. No, think about this issue and find a way to solve it. Now you will get plenty of ideas to work it out. It can be random also. The one more thing is, if you want ideas, you discuss with maximum people as possible. Share it with maximum people as possible and get some idea. And this way you can generate idea. and nothing may be new. Problems may be new. The ideas may be already existing. You can always take those ideas, right? People have done means now what means you can always learn from nature, that they say. Means if you understand the systems of nature, that is quite sustainable as well. You will see that plenty of things can be done in a different way. Even nature itself is an addition system. Addition system means the way the shells of a seashell, it is formed by adding some means segregating that calcium carbonate deposit over and over and over. That's how they grow. This is an addition system. This is a system that we use for 3D printers. You can correlate with that. Okay. Now, before the 3D printer comes, we were using the subtracting systems. We have a huge blocks of things and we remove the material and give the form, right? So these are good ideas. You can, if you can learn from nature, there's nothing better than that to get ideas. Yeah, of course. I get only one question, and I'm very disappointed to that, because last time when I took a class for this, I was getting more than 20 or 30 questions by that time. Yeah, those who are 26 are only there, right? I think it's a problem with my class. I don't have a slides as well. So, but still, if you think any doubt related to this course or whatever I say, you can type it right now. Or let me ask you one thing: is it boring? If it was boring, just please type it. It was boring. Don't hesitate to do that. And please do that thing for your classes also, so that your teachers also get the feedback of how boring that was, the classes. Means it was true for me also. I liked my professor's class, but many times I slept, because I feel that the things that he explains is very beautiful, and it was like a story, and I fell asleep. Oh, Kabir says that it's good good presentation, but Kabir is my friend. That may be why he was boasting about things. Okay, not that much boring. Yeah, that was I think it was a suggestion. It is not that much boring. Still, it is boring. Okay, fine. I am taking this feedback for my improvement only. So that doesn't matter to anything to you. Just give a honest suggestions. But if you can give me some more time in some other time, I can take a much better course, because I have given only 1 day of time to make the slides and do the presentation. So that may be why it was not so appearing good. Okay, please write the comments. Means not only write the comments. If you have a question, please ask.
ആർക്കും സംശയമില്ല എന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു.
Okay.
ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വേഗം തന്നെ ടൈപ്പ് ചെയ്യാം.
Yeah, let's give some at least 2-3 minutes. 2 minutes. If nothing is coming in 2 minutes, we will close the session. I was having some interesting problems of people who, means I told you that course was when conducted, some people come up with some really good products. So I was having those slides also, but anyhow my laptop is not connecting to the system, so I cannot able to present it.
ആർക്കും സംശയമില്ലാന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു.
Okay, then let's wind up.
ഓക്കെ, എന്തായാലും എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ എക്സ്പെർട്ടീസിന്റെ ഈ സെഷന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഇത്രയും നേരം നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തരാനും നമ്മുടെ അറിവ് കൂട്ടിത്തരാനും സഹായിച്ച അരുൺ സാറിനും നന്ദി പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഈ സെഷൻ അവസാനിപ്പിക്കാം. എല്ലാവർക്കും നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you.